Just technique error. You know, he was playing a little too far off, and especially in that section of the field. That's on me 100%. Just got to get him playing a little tighter and up a little more in that section of the field, and we'll get that corrected.
Have they used him as a personal protector before?
Yes.
They have.
Yeah.
So were the guys realizing, because the first punt they used Holmes, I think, right? And then Thomas came out for the second. Were guys kind of looking for that, knowing his background?
Yeah, I mean, they had used him. They hadn't seen him throw yet, you know, the PP throw yet, obviously, you know, or we'd have been heads up on that. But you know, they executed it. You know, we were just playing off a little too much, and like I said, and especially in that section of the field, and you got to hand it to them. They did a nice job with it, and you know, it's something that in that section of the field you just got to play closer up. You know, it's something that we didn't catch, that I didn't catch as we went down the field. You know, that I had seen before. So, you know, obviously you're aware of it now, and so it's too late now, obviously.
How likely are the Patriots to reach into the bag of tricks and try something?
You know, they're just like anybody else. If they see something, they're gonna exploit it. You know, we do the same thing, and so, you know, every team's the same way. If they see something, you know, you always try to self-scout, and you always try to look, and we spend, you know, several hours a week, if not more, trying to research, you know, fakes and stuff like that every week, and I'm sure they do the same thing. So, you know, I'm sure they're going to do everything just like we do.
You spoke very highly of Patterson before you guys faced the Raiders last year, I believe. Is he still the same threat back there?
I think he's the best in the game, best kick returner in the game. I think he sets up his blocks, is a patient runner, and then explodes and breaks tackles as good as anybody in this league. I think he's, you know, his size, he's has cutback ability. I think he does an outstanding job. He's, you know, their scheme causes you problems. I think they do an outstanding job, you know, overall on special teams. They have a ton of, you know, special teams players only. Their building does a hell of a job scouting special teamers, getting special teamers only in their building that don't play, you know, offense or defense, and all they do is play special teamers. You know, they have 7 or 8 of them that only play special teams. I think they do a hell of a job with that, and clearly special teams is a focus in that building. I think they do a great job.
Along those lines, what have you thought of your kick coverage this year?
You know, I think there's certainly some things we can improve on. I think at times we've done really well, and then, you know, at times I don't think we're running hard enough at times, you know, and it's something that I've got on my guys pretty hard on. You know, I think that sometimes they start relaxing a little bit because they're thinking it's going to be a touchback all the time, and it's something I haven't been happy with, and I've expressed that a bunch. And if they do that, we're in trouble this week. So it's something that I've been on them already this week about. So we're going to have to be on point and everything with that. That's for sure.
When you bring a lot out from mid-depth in the end zone?
He'll bring him out from everywhere. I mean, I've seen him bring him out this year from 7, 8, 9 deep. So I mean, he's a talented guy, and they do a nice job. They like I said, their scheme causes you problems. They run to the field, they'll run to the boundary. They do a lot of stuff that can give people problems all over. He's got a long touchdown already this year. Had a hell of a cutback run against you know, against those guys, Chicago, and I think he did a hell of a job with it. And you know, he's tough to tackle, tough to bring down.
What is your thinking and analysis on your punter this year? What kind of season is he having?
Well, I think that you know, he has spots where he does really well. I think Locke is you know, he's learning just like, you know, everybody else is. I think that, you know, he does really well in certain times, and then at times he's inconsistent. You know, but I think overall he's done well. I think his you know, his average is still right around where it was last year, where I believe he set a franchise record. But he's still an ascending punter. I think certainly he can improve every week. But there's certainly some things he hasn't punted in, the ideal conditions. I think it's been windy as hell, the last 3 or 4 games. But certainly there's some things he can improve on, just like we all can. And it's just like every player. Every player can improve. Every coach can improve. But we'd like to see some consistency issues get a little better. But I think he's done, a pretty solid job for the most part of this year. And I think he's going to continue to ascend. I think he's going to be a hell of a punter into the future.
At what point is he no longer this project from Australia and he has to be at the top of his game?
I don't think he's a project anymore. I think he's he's proven to be, I think he's, I don't know exactly where he is at statistically, but he set, franchise records in net and gross last year for this franchise. I think he's done a hell of a job from being a kid that hasn't, I think he's come a hell of a long way. I think he's developed into a pretty damn good punter. I just think that, he needs to eliminate a punt or two in every game. And needs to keep the focus up. That's what I think. I don't think he's by far a finished product yet, but I think because I think he can be a top 5 punter. I really do. I think that's how special this kid can be. But I think he is still an ascending punter. I think he can be an outstanding player in this league. Thanks, guys.
How frustrating has the stretch been where you guys really haven't been able to get much traction going on?
Yeah, just looking back on our off week, we got to find a rhythm, and it starts. I think the biggest thing right now is third down conversions. That allows us to get another first and second down opportunity in both the run and the pass game. So, with that being said, third down, we got to get manageable down and distance. So, having better execution on first and second down will help.
In what ways were you able to use the bye week productively to maybe self-scout or examine things? What sort of conclusions did you come to?
We need to get better in a lot of areas, and our guys are focused. They work hard. They came back to work on Monday, ready to get better, and they're all professionals and they're ready to work. But I think the biggest, the glaring thing is third down. We have to, that allows you to have more ball plays, to get in rhythm, and we got to find a rhythm.
Why do you think you guys haven't been able to kind of get back that same success that you had against the Broncos and Colts when it seemed like almost everything was clicking?
Yeah, we just, again, we have to, the biggest thing the glaring thing that stands out is third down execution. And it starts with play calling and scheming it up. But we have to, be able to have more plays, be able to get in rhythm. Right now we're not getting in rhythm. And we just got to find that again because those two games, we ran the ball well, the Broncos, and threw the ball well against the Colts. And we got to get back to execution.
You said that it starts with play calling. On third down there, do you feel like the play calling's been too predictable, or what is it about the play calling to this point that hasn't been working that you need to address?
Need to find successful plays.
Jeremy, you haven't gotten a lot of production out of the receivers position. I think you're down near the bottom of the league in that. They're not getting open? Is it the quarterback's not finding them? What is leading to that?
I think, we got to have more ball plays to start with. Those guys are working. We don't continue to grind and, try to get plays to get them open.
Rookie quarterbacks are, I think, 5-17 against Belichick coach defenses.
Yeah.
The stats are kind of ugly. What is it about it, the defense? Is there anything conceptually or schematically?
Yeah, it's, just the whole defense. They play smart football. They're a veteran unit. They'll always mix things up with the rookie quarterbacks as far as might be the defensive front, might be the coverage. So I saw that stat. I forgot what game earlier this year. It was eye-opening, but they do it. They're just a smart football team. They don't give you anything easy. They make you go the long way, the hard way, and it's gonna be a good challenge.
What have you thought of your offensive line's play lately?
They're coming to work. They played very aggressive this last week, and we just got to, as a unit, keep getting better.
Is Belichick and his defense even more dangerous coming off a bye week with extra time to prepare?
You never know what you're going to expect. You go back to the Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl when he changed the defensive fronts, and so you give him an extra week. You always have to be prepared for something new.
You guys have struggled on the opening drives this season. I don't think you've scored a touchdown yet, or even a field goal. What is going wrong there, and what needs to get better?
Yeah, we just got to keep executing. I think last time we didn't get the third down conversion on the first series, and we just got to find a rhythm.
You always hear with the Patriots, Jeremy, that their game plan specific.
Mm-hmm.
Are they much different than most of the other teams in the league in that they throw a lot at you that you haven't seen on film before when you study them?
Not necessarily. Everyone does something different. A lot of times, New England will, try to take away what you do best, and that's a little more unique than other teams.
Sam seems to have struggled mainly against zone-type defenses. Do you think that's a fair statement? And if so, is that fairly common with rookies, quarterbacks? What is it about a zone, in layman's terms, that might cause some issues for?
I think he had pretty good success against Indianapolis. That was his own team. I think he's going to keep learning each week. Each week's a new study, a new new subject to learn, and he's had great games, and he's had games that he wants to improve on, and he's going to keep growing. Obviously, this is his first year, and kind of the second year is always when guys are able to grow more, just because it's not new. So he doesn't have his head down. He's continuing in the classroom to learn, to listen to Josh, to listen to me, and he's going to be a good football player.
Do colleges tend to run a little bit more man coverage than what you
No, I wouldn't say so. Pretty equal.
The Patriots, they're primarily a zone team, aren't they?
They'll mix it up.
You said Indianapolis played zone, but did they play it well?
Obviously, I think they've won 5 in a row.
In
So.
your game, there seem to be gaping holes all over the place.
It was a good game for us.
What would you like to see out of Sam whenever he comes back for the final 5-6 games of the season?
Continuing to grow, you got to grow as professionals, and all of us, coaches, players, and you can't put your head down. You got to stay positive. It's still a 16-week season, and it's an opportunity to grow each week.
How much is this stretch? I mean, obviously you're putting all the work in, and you want to, call it right, but how much is this stretch weighed upon you when you're not getting in the end zone, not getting the third down?
Yeah, I mean, the coaches, the players, they're working extremely hard, and you want to execute, you want to score, you want to get that vibe going. So we're going to continue to work. We're not slowing down, and we're going to keep fighting.
When Sam's on the sidelines like he was last game, do you get a chance to speak with him a little bit more and point things out to him? Kind of what's the dynamic?
Not during the game. Not during the game. I'm having to talk to Josh. We're going over pictures. I'm talking to the coaches upstairs, talking to Coach Dennison about the run game. So we'll come back Monday and discuss the game.
Have you thought about going upstairs to change things up a little bit?
Have not. Thanks, guys.
Have a good Thanksgiving.
You too, sir.
Big plans? That's good. That's good. Great.
How much of a challenge do the Patriots present for you guys?
They're a great challenge because they have so many weapons and they do a lot of things extremely well.
What do you think of how Brady has looked this year compared to a guy maybe you've seen over the years and recently?
You know, I was kind of thinking about it. I think I faced him like 23 times in the last 12 years or so, and it's just like he just get better with age. And the funny thing about them as an organization is they kind of keep doing what they do, plugging people in and keep going. I think he's doing a great job.
What went wrong with the run defense against Buffalo?
We didn't coach well and we didn't play well.
But what specifically needs to improve?
We just need to coach better and play better. It really was nothing that we just did not play well.
How is Josh Gordon being utilized?
You know what? They're doing a great job with him, and they have so many role players. He's really taking the, if you leave single cover, he's really taking the top off things. He's a tough matchup, get a lot of 50-50 balls, and they really exploit a lot of matchups.
Did Bills do anything that surprised you guys?
As far as Buffalo.
The way they came out attacked immediately, or
No.
trick plays, and stuff?
No, not at all. And not at all. We just, like I said, we just did not play well, and we didn't coach well, and now we got to move on to the Patriots, so we got to move on.
Jamal Adams said that you guys weren't prepared for Matt Barkley. It's kind of the second time he went down that road. He talked that way about Baker Mayfield in Cleveland. What are your thoughts on Jamal saying you weren't prepared for Barkley and kind of going down that same road again?
They didn't run any plays we weren't prepared for at all.
Why do you think Jamal said that?
I really don't want to put words in his mouth or he's a grown man, he can speak for himself, but they didn't change what they
You
did.
wouldn't say stuff like that?
He's a grown man and he's free to say whatever he wants to. I have the ultimate respect for him.
What kind of challenges will Gronkowski pose in coverage? And how have you seen Jamal maybe grow coverage-wise from last year?
Actually, Gronk is still Gronk, and he's always a matchup problem. But for as Jamal, he's kind of making strides each week. You know, from his rookie year to here, and each game he gets better and better. And I think a characteristic about him is he really comes to the game with you every day. He really does.
I mentioned that you thought Jamal's eyes could be better, and that would help him a lot in coverage. What have you noticed about that?
You know, I noticed him out there working at it every day. This guy takes a lot of pride in the thing to see him in, like, the meeting room, everything. He's becoming a student of the game, studying, preparing. This guy wants to be really good.
With Tremaine Johnson, what did you see happen on that first play of the game from scrimmage? And overall, what does he need to do a little bit better?
No, just when we were in man coverage, got beat 50-50 ball. We can squeeze a little better, get off a little bit, clean up his technique. Something's going to happen sometime.
Everybody good?
Okay, thank you. You guys have a happy Thanksgiving.